Welcome to the AI Law Briefing Podcast. Disclaimer. This podcast contains content generated or significantly edited using artificial intelligence tools. All information is provided for general informational purposes only and reflects knowledge available at the time of publication. It does not constitute financial, investment, or legal advice. We recommend the listeners verify the information independently and consult with qualified professionals for personalized advice. So today we're doing a deep dive into AI's, really rapid evolution, specifically how it's hitting the legal profession. We've pulled together some key developments, practical tools, and the latest on the regulatory side.
Yeah, the goal is to give you those essential insights without you getting lost in the noise.
Exactly. And what we're seeing, right, is AI sort of growing up.
That's a good way to put it. It's maturing, with a big focus now on security, on enterprise applications, things the legal sector absolutely demands. Think trust, confidentiality, that's paramount.
And it's not about replacing lawyers, is it? That's the constant fear.
Not at all. It's about augmenting expertise, making lawyers more effective, not redundant.
Okay, let's unpack that strategic landscape first. AI is definitely moving into high-stakes environments.
For sure.
Look at OpenAI. They've launched OpenAI for government. There's this $200 million DoD contract. Prototyping AI for admin tasks, but also, interestingly, for proactive cyber defense.
Right, and what's fascinating there, and maybe a bit concerning for some,
is how open they are about researching potential misuse, even biological weapons.
Exactly, but they are actively building safeguards. They talk about red teaming, basically hiring hackers to find flaws, and even bringing on CBRN investigators, chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear experts.
Which really speaks to the level of risk they're considering.
It does, and for you listening, this dual focus on capability and safety, it's critical. It means your due diligence has to go way beyond just features.
You need to look at the provider's whole safety setup.
Absolutely. Their research into misuse, how they mitigate risks like data security or those AI hallucinations where the AI just makes things up, it sounds convincing.
And the way we interact with AI is changing too. Google Search Live in the US, voice input, conversational search.
Yeah, it's the next step from the AI overviews rolling out in Europe. It really shifts research from just typing keywords.
They're having a dialogue, like talking to a research assistant.
Which brings us to prompt engineering. Mastering how to ask the AI the right questions, that's becoming a key competitive advantage.
Especially for smaller, more agile firms.
Definitely. It lets them, punch above their weight, automate the routine stuff, free up lawyers for the high-value strategic thinking, the complex problem-solving, the client relationships, that human element.
Okay, let's pivot to something absolutely fundamental for lawyers. Client confidentiality. It's the bedrock.
It is.
So how do you use powerful cloud-based AI without putting that confidentiality at risk?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it leads to some really interesting technical developments. Anthropic, they make the Claude AI models. They've published research on something called confidential inference.
Confidential inference. Okay, what does that mean in plain English?
Well, think of it as a cryptographic guarantee, a mathematical proof, not just a contractual promise, that your data stays private even while the AI is processing it.
Oh.
It uses something called a trusted virtual machine. Imagine a sealed digital strong room. Your sensitive data goes in encrypted, it's processed inside this sealed environment, and it's cryptographically proven that no one, not even Anthropic themselves, can peek at the unencrypted data.
Wow. So that really moves the needle beyond just trusting the provider's terms of service.
Exactly. It's about verifiable mathematical proof of privacy. It directly tackles the risk of data breaches or unauthorized access. This could be huge for high-stakes legal work.
Setting a whole new standard for security due diligence when choosing AI tools.
Precisely.
All right, let's talk tools. What's actually out there making a splash for legal professionals right now?
Okay, well, first up, there's a Legora. It's an AI-powered workspace, specifically for legal teams. They've already partnered with firms like Bird & Bird.
And what does it do?
It helps with AI-powered document review, collaborative drafting, crucially, grounded in your own firm's precedents, and automating high-volume workflows. Think cyber incident response, that kind of thing.
Big time savings potential there.
They claim it can cut contract review time by up to 80%. And importantly for EU firms, it's GDPR compliant, hosted on Microsoft Azure, and processes all client data within the EU. So a secure option for, say, Luxembourg-based firms.
Okay, interesting. What else?
Then you've got Clio and Clio Duo. Many firms already use Clio as their practice management platform.
Right, it's pretty well known.
Clio Duo is their integrated AI assistant. It's powered by Microsoft Azure OpenAI, and here's the key bit. It operates within your existing case data in Clio, meaning your sensitive client data is never used to train external general-purpose AI models. That's a major security and confidentiality point.
And use it with natural language. Just ask it questions.
Yep. You can ask Clio Duo to summarize a complex matter, find specific information buried in documents, draft emails or letters, even analyze documents for key clauses or issues.
I can see how that applies to GDPR tasks, like handling data subject access requests quickly.
Exactly. Or for e-discovery, doing that first pass review of documents to see what's relevant. Huge time saver potential again.
Okay, tools are evolving fast, but so is the regulation. Let's shift to the EU AI Act. It entered into force August 1st, 2024.
Yeah.
Big deal, single framework across the EU. What's the impact for lawyers and their clients?
The key is understanding its risk-based approach. Some AI systems are deemed unacceptable risk. They're simply banned. Think social scoring by governments.
Okay.
Then you have high-risk systems. This is where it gets really relevant for legal and justice. AI used in employment decisions or in the administration of justice, these face really strict obligations.
Like what? Things like mandatory human oversight, robust data governance, detailed technical documentation, and registration in a public EU database. And even general-purpose AI models like GPT-4 have transparency requirements. Transparency? Like telling people when they're talking to a bot. Precisely. If you use a chatbot for client intake, for example, you must clearly disclose that the user is interacting with an AI. That's a non-negotiable. And how is Luxembourg handling this? Well, Luxembourg is moving forward with Bill and Degrees 8476, introduced late last year, December 23, 2024. It designates national authorities. So the CSSF, for instance, becomes the market surveillance authority for AI systems used by the financial institutions it supervises.
And the CSSF itself is setting a high bar.
Seems like it. They're apparently using their own sovereign air-gapped cloud, meaning totally disconnected from the internet for their own AI development. That signals the level of security they'll likely expect from the firms they oversee.
This all sounds like a massive compliance challenge, but also an opportunity. A huge opportunity. It creates this vital new role for lawyers. The compliance translator, helping businesses navigate this complex new act.
So firms can develop specific advisory services around AI Act readiness.
Absolutely. It positions the lawyer not just as a legal advisor, but as a proactive, strategic business partner, helping clients manage risk and leverage AI responsibly.
What does that involve practically?
It means reviewing and amending client contracts, updating those crucial data processing agreements, helping companies develop internal governance policies for how they use AI tools, and proactively advising clients, particularly those in high-risk sectors like finance. It's about giving them a real competitive edge by ensuring they're compliant and using AI safely.
So wrapping up this week's deep dive, we've covered a lot. From how AI is getting more secure with things like cryptographic guarantees,
to the specific tools like Legora and Clio Duo that can give you an edge.
And finally, the unavoidable reality of the EU AI Act and the new demands and opportunities it creates.
And the core message really is that AI isn't diminishing the need for legal expertise. If anything, it's deepening it. Navigating this complexity, ensuring trust that's prime lawyer territory, it actually opens up new avenues.
So maybe the final thought for you to consider is this. How will your firm move beyond just using AI tools to actually becoming a leader in guiding its responsible adoption for your clients? What really stands out to why in all this change, hit that like and subscribe button. Disclaimer. This podcast contains content generated or significantly edited using artificial intelligence tools. All information is provided for general informational purposes only and reflects knowledge available at the time of publication. It does not constitute financial, investment, or legal advice. We recommend that listeners verify the information independently and consult with qualified professionals for personalized advice. It was the AI Law Briefing Podcast for you this week.